I just wanted to take another shot. I got some requests, one from Tim Wilson, he was the first one, and yeah, the babies are moving a lot. She just had her outside adventure time, so the babies are really rolling around. It's funny because they move a lot, and then you turn on the camera and they are like camera shy.
Yeah, you could talk to them. Little puppies.
Yes. It really seems like when I talk to them and pet them, even though they're in her belly, it stimulates them. Hello, little babies. Hello, little ones.
Oh.
Let's see.
That was a big one. That's awesome.
Mike is just uploading their outside adventure time. And then we will put on some more footage of Chava via request from the little Chava Club fan club that she has already.
Chava Club fan club.
It's amazing. I mean, it's part of our instinctual curiosity is to watch the creation of life. Yes, to answer the ballot to that song, the chicken did come first, not the egg. God created all the animals, which makes the chicken first. So if somebody ever sings which came first, the chicken or the egg, you can clearly answer them, the chicken. Just like Chava came first, and then came her little chickadees. Hello, little babies. Hello, can you come out and play? Can you come out and play? Give me a hip hip hooray! They might have actually been nestling in to get more comfortable. So they could be sleeping. I noticed that around 1 o'clock at night they get extremely active, or first thing in the morning when she wakes up, so I can go take her outside to use the potty. When she comes inside and she lays down on the couch, the puppies are extremely active, so I think that they are going to be morning babies. So we're probably looking at early morning hours for birth, because just going by their activity schedule. And it's a lot of work coming into the world. Yeah. It's not just a lot of work for the mommy, it's a lot of work for her babies. Yeah. She's like, where's my wind chimes? This is usually my wind chimes time. They're so cute in the video. You can... Gizmo's playing frisbee with his daddy. I don't know who had more fun with that, Michael or Gizmo. And even though Chava doesn't really run around a lot, it's important that you try to stimulate, oh, there's one, stimulate her to exercise, because if a dog doesn't get enough exercise, it can make the birthing process very difficult. You don't want them to be lazy because their muscles will be laxed, and they're going to need all the muscle power they can for giving birth, just like a pregnant woman. You don't lay around and do nothing. You want to try to stay active unless the doctor advises differently. I know the day that I went into labor with my son, I just went on a 2-mile walk. And then that night my water broke. So I had my son within 2 hours. And that had a lot to do with the fact that I ate healthy and I got tons of exercise. So dogs are just like people. They need the same common denominators: eating healthy, getting plenty of exercise, and making sure that they are happy. I read an article last week about how wolves, actually, which are the relatives of our beautiful little family members, the dog, what happens is if they're in too stressful of a situation, their body actually eats, literally, like it will release some kind of chemical into their uterus sacs, which will dissolve the puppies. And if they're in a harsh environment or there's not a lot of food for the pack, then the puppies will just disintegrate and disappear, and they will actually void them out. So that was kind of cool. There's the little one in the middle. Yep, I call the one over here that kicks a lot, I call this one Thumper, because it's always kicking. It's always saying, hey, what's going on? High fives. There it goes. High fives for everyone. Little sports fanatic right there. So I try to make sure that these videos just aren't for entertainment purposes, for watching the beautiful creation of life, but to fill you with facts that you might need for your dogs. Ooh. Seen that one? Yeah. So there's a lot involved, and you want to, earlier before I shut the video, now that her body is starting to secrete some of milk from her nipples, you need to make sure that you take a nice warm washcloth, not a hot one, but like warm, like baby bath water, and a tiny bit of soap, and you want to make sure that you are cleansing and cleaning the area, because it gets kind of sticky, and it can pull on the little hairs and be uncomfortable, and you want to always make sure that you can clean the areas that she can no longer reach because of her big bundle of joy belly. So it helps her out, and just, you know, you don't want any chance of having an infection or any of that other yeast infection nonsense, because dogs are a lot like the human makeup, and you want to make sure that you are keeping your dog well cleaned and there's no bacteria. So especially during this time. I can't stress to you enough that if your dog is in its last trimester, to make sure you try to keep that area as clean as possible. Just like if you were going into any human operation room, everything's sterile and clean, and they make sure that everybody's prepped for surgery. So this is your way of prepping for the dog's birth, by making sure that the mom stays healthy and clean and comfortable, and she's not stressed out. And that's why she has her little music therapy and her massage therapies, and she gets her exercise. She doesn't really run around that much like you're going to see from the video before this one, but you know, it's still, you need to stimulate her mentally too. It's not really as much in the last trimester. They actually advise against a lot of exercise in the last trimester. You don't want to take them on excessive walks like you would earlier in her pregnancy. The later stages, they say to actually let her relax more, to let her have more rest more. She gets more tired frequently. Her body's trying to save up all that energy for all the little puppies who are going to be stealing her energy away. So, and there they go, kicking away. Kick, 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 get more kicks. Yes, can I get a little kick? Can I get a little kick? She loves the wind chimes. She loves the creek flow of the water and the creek one. She loves classical music. She's a little cultured pup. So, there was something that my husband mentioned to me earlier to talk about on my video, and I can't remember. Do you remember what it was, Michael, to mention? Oh, the hyperallergenic. Steve, if you're listening, these are hyperallergenic dogs. Now, the difference between hair and fur. Hair is actually dead skin follicles that comes from out of your pores. Fur is a different substance altogether, different than skin, and that's why it collects the dander, and people are usually allergic to the dander when it comes to animals. The beautiful thing about these dogs is there's barely no shedding, if any at all. Like a human hair, obviously, you know, your hair falls out. It's part of life. Sometimes people have more hair falling out than others, like Mr. Clean. But they do not shed like they would with a dog that has fur. Also, you can avoid any kind of dander like a dog with fur. So if you have any allergies to animals and you really love animals and you're considering getting a pet, a shorkie is wonderful because they do have hair and not fur. And there's a couple other breeds that have hair and not fur, like the Yorkshire Terrier, which she is part of. The Shih Tzu, which is the other half of her, and then there is the Bichon Frise, or as the French call it, Bichon Frise, and they also have hair and not fur. So I would suggest, I mean, it's for anyone that has any kind of hyperallergenic, it's horrible. I mean, we have to unfortunately go through the pollen season where some people are worse and some people it doesn't phase at all. But if you're going to have a family member introduced to your home, then you definitely want it to be a happy experience. Oh, and she hears my son. That's her leftover dinner. She had some pizza crust over there. And that is the end of her belly shoot. So thank you everybody for watching, and Gizmo is sleeping, or he would thank you for watching as well. And Michael is shooting the rest of the film so that he can upload that for you and get that all taken care of. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.